Hello, English 221. This is your short mini lecture on the idea of formal versus informal fallacies. Right now, you should get out your handbook and go to page 22. On page 22 in the handbook, you have your definition of formal versus informal, plus the definition of all the other fallacies. The only formal fallacy we are studying is affirming the consequent. So, in a formal fallacy, the argument is fallacious or illogical, based just on the logical structure, not based on the content. You don't need to know anything about the topic. You just have to spot the logical form. Whereas in an informal fallacy, you have to examine the content of the argument itself. Almost all of our fallacies are informal because you have to look at the argument itself. Only affirming the consequent is formal in our list of fallacies that we're studying. Affirming the consequent, a formal fallacy in which a claim is illogically affirmed by affirming the consequent, which takes the form below, where B is the consequent and each letter represents a statement. So any argument that's in this exact form commits the fallacy. The consequent is B, and then the consequent is affirmed in the second line, and then you get the claim, which is illogical. Let's look at examples. If I am a cat, I have 4 legs. 4 legs, therefore I am a cat. I have 4 legs is the consequent in this if-then statement here. And it's affirmed in the second line. And you can tell that the claim, I am a cat, is illogical. Because having 4 legs doesn't make you a cat. But again, you can tell, because this is a formal fallacy, you can tell that it's illogical. You can tell it's a fallacy without knowing anything about cats, just because of the form it takes. Another example. If I win the lottery, I will buy a new car. I will buy a new car, therefore I won the lottery. Again, this is the consequent. In the second line, the consequent is affirmed, and then you illogically infer the claim. Clearly, the fact that I bought a new car doesn't mean I won the lottery. Okay, so there are many, many, many formal fallacies, dozens or hundreds. So this is just one sample of a formal fallacy, meaning a fallacy that you know is a problem just based on the form it takes. You don't have to know anything about the topic. So if you think an item on one of our tests or quizzes is affirming the consequent, make sure it follows exactly this form. Don't read between the lines. I won't give you something where you have to read between the lines and put it together for this one. So only call it affirming the consequent if it clearly follows exactly this form. And that is it. Again, we mostly study informal fallacies, which means you have to look at the argument itself. Thanks.